Hello everyone. So it's been a long time since I updated, about a month or so. I had recorded a few other videos. I even posted a couple. But I feel like so much is happening so soon, and I really wanted a few things to be settled before I start putting them out into space. So anyway, a lot has happened since my last video, which was honestly just a few days before like I actually started making real progress. So it's been about a month, and in that period of time, I think the biggest thing that has happened is that I met my donor. I came across him on the Known Donor Registry website, which I'll link below. But the weird thing is, like, we were talking, and then I added him on Facebook, and then it comes to find out that, like, I'm not putting all of his business on blast because he's my donor, but it's weird because somebody very, very close to me and my family is very, very close to somebody that he's very close to. So maybe not very close, but, like, the point is, like, somebody who's close to me and somebody who's close to him know each other, which is really weird. But, like, we kind of got over that, and I kind of take it as almost a sign that it was meant to be. And I've talked to a few recipients of his, well, just two, technically, one of which hasn't been successful, and now she's moving on to foster care as an option. And the other is a lesbian couple who actually have a baby from him. So I'm super excited because, you know, I really, in this whole process, I want my child to eventually, when they start asking questions, if they feel comfortable, I can say, well, here's your brother, or, you know, like, I want my donor to be there if he wants to at birthday parties and things like that. So it's not weird, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to make it as normal as possible for them. So anyway, I had actually, like, met with him, had lunch with him, really good experience. Right now, I'm kind of in a limbo because in the state of Florida where I live, if you're married or even like a same-sex couple with a domestic partnership, if you put your spouse as the parent, they don't really care. Like, they're not going to look into it. Like, it's not a problem. But if for some reason, like, I lost my job and I needed food stamps or like child care help or anything like that, the state could ask me, you know, who's the father of the child. And as a single mother, they feel like it's in their best interest to have two parents. And there's been a lot of legal cases, not necessarily in Florida, but around the country, where judges have ultimately ruled that donors either need to pay child support or have custody. And it's really kind of making me nervous, but, you know, ultimately I know that my donor doesn't want to be raising a kid. He just wants to give the gift of parenthood to other parents. He already has a child. He's in his 40s, so I'm not, you know, concerned that he's going to come after me or anything like that. But yeah, it's kind of long and complicated. So right now I'm like trying to save a little bit more money to go to an attorney and kind of figure out what my best recourse of action is. I mean, I do have a friend who is a single mom, not by choice, but she told me that throughout her entire benefits process, she's never once been asked for that information. And she put like unknown as her, on her birth certificate. So I don't know. Hopefully I won't ever need any sort of benefit, but honestly, like, child care is kind of my #1 concern right now. But, like, that's the only real thing that's kind of stressing me out about being a single parent, is being able to afford decent child care. So yeah, I've got some plans worked out for that, which maybe I'll save for another video once I'm actually pregnant, and I'll talk about that. But in the meantime, I'm just gearing up to start TTCing. I've told everybody in my personal life and in my family that it's not going to start until like next year, like early next year. But I think I'm going to be starting in July, which is just 2 months from now. And I'm a little, like, I feel like it's going to be the right time, but I really just don't want people in my business, in my personal life. So I kind of just want to get pregnant, be quiet about it, and announce it once I'm a few, you know, months into it. But yeah, in the meantime, I've just been going to acupuncture appointments, which have been really helpful. Not just, I mean, I've heard that they're helpful for fertility, But I've also heard good things about, you know, just feeling good in general. I have knee problems and it's been really helping me. So if you're somebody that's been considering that, I definitely recommend it if you can afford it. It's very, like, I don't relax very often. I'm a very anxious person. And that's like the 1 hour out of a couple days a week where I can just zen out and I feel amazing. So I definitely recommend that. Even if it's not helping with my fertility, it's helping with this up here, which is kind of, you know, part of that. I am a little bit concerned because I've been tracking my cycle, and like it's been 31 days or 26 days has been the minimum, and it kind of fluctuates, and then the length of my period isn't like 4 or 5 days. Like sometimes it's 2 days, sometimes it's 7 days. Like it's kind of all over the place, and I think it has to do with my termination in November, because before I got pregnant, I never had any problems with my cycle. It was like 28 days. You could set your calendar by it. So I am a little concerned about that. However, boom. Anybody who's like seriously been TTCing probably knows what this is. But this is a Wandfos. I got a pack of 50 for like $20, I think. Maybe a little less than that. I don't know. I'll check the price. I'll link it below. But these are Wandfos. And maybe one day I'll do a video. Like, I haven't actually started tracking this cycle because I just stopped my period like 2 days ago. But once I start tracking, I'll probably make a video on how to do it and, you know, like my progression throughout the month or whatever. But I got these, and I got them literally the day I met my donor. We went to lunch, and I told him, he was like, oh, well, when are you ovulating? Like, when should I anticipate being here? And I said, well, I'm probably ovulating in a couple days. But then I got these in the mail that day, like literally as I came home from lunch with him, and they were like sitting at my front door. And I took one, and it was pretty dark, and like not darker, but just about as dark. And then it kept getting lighter and lighter as I took it. So I think it was actually ovulating like when I was talking to him. So this month is like my first real month of actually, like, as of I think tomorrow, I'm going to start like 1 a day. And then once the light starts getting darker, I'm going to do like 2 or 3 times a day. I don't know. I have to look, like, do some more research into what's the best way to do that. But yeah, other than that, I'm just kind of waiting to TTC, which is, I don't think it's as stressful as like the 2-week wait, but it is pretty like, oh, I just want to start doing something now. So I'm like at a 2-month wait right now. But honestly, as long as these go well, I really don't see, as long as I can kind of pinpoint when I'm ovulating, I think that within a few cycles, and that's me knocking on wood, I'll get pregnant, because he's had a lot of successes, or, you know, it's taken at the very least. And like I said, I'm very, very fortunate in that I think I can get pregnant. I'm just having that concern about my cycle in terms of when I'm going to be ovulating. But if I can pinpoint it with my Wandfos over the next 2 months, hopefully in July it'll work. But yeah, to save that wait, a few people on a few message boards I'm a member of, or Facebook groups I'm a member of, they suggested like buying little things for the baby, so I can kind of be in the mindset of I'm having a baby instead of I'm planning to have a baby, and then I'll feel a little better. So because I'm doing home insemination, okay, I saw this at the Sunday market in my town, and I had to get it. It says home brewed. It's like from a company, they're called Hop Cloth, as you can see there. And they're a local Tampa company, but Tampa has a really big craft beer scene. And so there was like a bunch of different related ones, but I thought this one was hilarious considering, you know, how I'm going to be having my baby. And a couple of people I've shown that to have said that's a little crazy, but honestly, I'm just trying to, like, you know, make it as normal as possible. The other thing is, I have my future hospital bag. I just, you know, found it, and a bunch of stuff, and that's where I've been kind of keeping my baby stuff, which isn't a whole lot of things. Like, I've got the onesie, I've got a receiving blanket, which is in the wash right now. I've got these little shelves, which I'm going to use for diaper and wipe storage and stuff. And I got some pops to use for breast milk pops, like little crap that I've just found that I think is going to be useful. That way, when I'm, like, actually pregnant, I'm not rushing to get everything together in, like, 8 months. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now, is just like in that wait to start TTCing. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or there's anything you think I should cover on my journey, let me know, because sometimes when I made my last video, I said I was going to do this weekly, but right now there's not much going on to update you guys on. So if you have any questions or, I don't know, just let me know and I'll address them. But I hope you guys, wherever you are in your journey from beginning to having your baby to beyond, like, I really hope that, especially my single mamas by choice, I hope you guys are just doing so well. And I'll see you guys, I guess, when I have more updates, probably when I'm done tracking my cycle this month, maybe before then. But I hope y'all are doing well, and I'll talk to y'all later.